Thanks for joining us, Mark.
Hey Warren, thanks for having me. Looking forward to talking about Digital World Expo 2012.
Great. So I know you're the viral guy, but tell us, are you going to give us some secret sauce that we just do this and things go viral? Or what are you
Well,
going to be
last
talking
year
about?
at Digital World Expo, I talked about maximizing viral returns, what to do to prepare in case one of your campaigns does go viral. But the challenge is getting the campaign in the first place to go viral. Now, everybody wants their campaign to go viral, but there's a few key ingredients that are required. And even if it does go viral, you need to still make sure you have the right things incorporated into the campaign in order to maximize the return on investment. And going viral takes a lot of creativity, a lot of luck, and of course, good timing. So what I'm going to share this year is some of those ingredients that need to go into a campaign to give it the opportunity to go viral. But let's face it, don't expect every campaign to go viral. And there's certainly different levels of virality. And some virality, as long as it gets shared and it gets shared to the right customer base, then it can be an effective campaign, even if you don't have that cat video that gets seen by a million people.
Right, right. Well, I always my knee-jerk response to anybody asking about viral is you can't make viral, you can only make good. But that being the case, there are things that not only tell you what makes something good, so it's worth sharing, but there are key things that people like to share. We do know that people like to share kittens,
Right.
and you're going to tell us about some of the other ingredients. Is some of it more substantial than kittens?
Yes, it is. And actually, I've found some trends in some of the research I've been doing on the campaigns that did go viral and the reasons why they did go viral. And beyond, the cat videos, it really takes a few pieces of key ingredients to make it go viral, or at least to have the opportunity to go viral. But aside from that, is not only do you want it to go viral, but you actually want it to, if you're a company, you want it to do something. You either want it to help push your brand forward, you want to drive traffic to your website, or you want to ultimately, you want to sell a product or a service. And unfortunately, a lot of people go into, well, we just want our campaign to go viral. Well, that's great, but what if it does go viral and it's seen by millions of people, but you don't sell a darn thing?
Right,
Was it
right,
really effective?
right.
No.
You just help put out a whole lot of pictures of cats.
Yeah,
Which
exactly.
probably makes the world a better place, but
Yeah,
doesn't necessarily sell something. And in my book, Profitable Social Media, we called it serendipity selling.
right.
That today the cost of testing things and finding out what does work is cheap enough that you can do 20 things and then find out what does work. But that's a question I get on a regular basis, so I'll be coming to your session, see what you have to cover about, rather than go out and try 20 things, maybe we pick 10 or 15 based on what we know and what we learned from experts like you. So
Yeah.
fantastic. Are you going to also be at the expo?
We're not going to have a booth at the expo this year, but I will be attending some of the other sessions myself. And I'm looking forward definitely to meeting the new faces and seeing some of the new sessions that are going to be broken out compared to last year.
Yeah.
Moving more into the programming phase and app development as opposed to just the digital marketing aspect. But of course, there's some great sessions that are going to be done on those things that I want to attend.
Right. That's a key difference to the Digital World Expo is that we see people that are coming to the speakers are coming and attending, and a lot of the other big shows or even seminar events, you get a flyby keynote or a flyby session guy. I meet people that I've met when I'm speaking at these things who say like, well, yeah, I'm only in town for like 3 hours and I've got to catch a plane.
Right.
And that's not true because the content. I mean, the lunch speaker was good enough that I was glad I was there for more than the lunch last year. So
Well,
great.
yes, definitely. If you're a speaker, you certainly need to also look at it from an attendee's perspective, and that's always how I've gotten the most effectiveness in anything that I've attended and I've spoken at. Is I usually try to be not only a speaker but also a participant. Now, you can't do that for everything, but this is certainly one of those programs that if you're in this space and you're talking about this space, there's so much more to learn about from the other speakers that it just makes sense to also participate as an active
Right.
attendee.
And sometimes what the best thing that you learn at one of these events can be some gem you get by somebody you meet that's in the hall or whatever like that. So the networking is really good. And I believe they've got some other things lined up again with some after hours opportunities to mingle with some people.
Of course, what would a conference be without after hours party, right?
Right. So, what any other great tip you want to share with us before we close out on how to get the most out of Digital World Expo?
Yes, I mean, it really just comes down to taking the knowledge, and I've written a book, The Banner Brand, Small Business Success Comes from a Banner Brand, Build It on a Budget. And that's what we're all trying to do here, is to leverage social media and the tools that are available to have very low-cost campaigns that can be highly effective. So it's no longer about, dropping millions into the production of some sexy video that ultimately isn't going to help you sell a product. So if you can be a little bit more creative, a little bit more budget conscious, and then leverage that in order to reach your target audience. And again, when it goes back to a viral campaign, virality can be, I shared it with 3 or 4 people, and those 3 or 4 people could make up significant customers of ours. So it's not just about reaching millions of people, it's reaching the right people and making sure that your message is being shared amongst the people you want to reach.
Well, that's something I know you practice what you preach. Networking is not a budget area to cut, and you certainly can get a lot more out of any size budget with collaboration. And what better way to do it than to go where all the pros are meeting at Digital World Expo? So thanks for your time, and give us one link in case this gets separated from the description. Where do we find you if we need to find out more about you?
Actually, you can check me out on my blog if you go to thebannerblog.com, which will redirect you to the blog area on our bannerview.com website.
Okay, so thebannerblog.com. Great.
Yes.
Thanks a lot, Mark. Look forward to seeing you September 27 at Digital World Expo.
All right, Warren. We'll see you there.